Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pampered Pages, and welcome to a weekend reading vlog. I've made myself a coffee and I'm ready to talk about my reading goals for this weekend. So, let's get into the books. First things first, I recently finished reading The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. This is the third book in the Magnolia Parks series, and I really liked it. I'm not going to give anything away because this is a series and it's the third book, but I will say that in my opinion, the books just keep getting better and better. So with that being said, I am planning on starting Daisy Haites The Great Undoing, and I believe, just like the first two books, these two books have the same timeline. So Magnolia Parks and Daisy Haites had the same timeline. Obviously, Magnolia Parks, oh my goodness, followed Magnolia and BJ, and Daisy Haites followed Daisy, Julian, and Christian. And then in The Long Way Home, we had Magnolia and BJ again, and their friends, the box set, with some mention of, you know, the Daisy Haites crew. And then in Daisy Haites, we'll obviously be following Daisy Haites again, and that story should, I believe, take off where Daisy Haites, the second book, left off. I hope that made sense. I feel like I said a lot of words, but major key takeaways. I am really caring about these characters in the MPU, so I am looking forward to continuing along in The Great Undoing and catch back up with Daisy and the crew. But at this moment in time, I am currently reading The Alchemist. I started this book last night and I'm hoping to finish it today. It is a pretty short one, so I'm feeling hopeful. The Alchemist is about a young boy named Santiago who travels from his homeland in Spain to the Egyptian pyramids in search of some treasure that he has been dreaming about. The Alchemist is one of the books on my spring TBR, and speaking of my spring TBR, I know summer is practically in full swing. It definitely feels like it, but I have a couple-ish books left on my spring TBR that I am pretty hopeful I will probably get to before the official start of summer. So the last book that I am planning on starting this weekend is One Dark Window. This book is pretty popular. It's been sitting on my TBR shelf for a while. I also have Two Twisted Crowns, but this weekend, reading plans, finish The Alchemist, start Daisy Haites The Great Undoing, and then also start One Dark Window. So we'll see just what happens at this moment. Oh my goodness, my coffee's stuck to the coaster. I'm going to drink some coffee, continue along with The Alchemist, and then I will pop back in with an update at some point. Well, good evening. It has been a very cozy, rainy, and reading-filled day. My first and only reading update that I have for you today is my completion of The Alchemist, and all I can really say or show is, as I previously mentioned, The Alchemist is about a young shepherd boy named Santiago who travels from Spain to the Egyptian pyramids in search of a treasure shown to him in a recurrent dream. Now, he doesn't exactly know where the treasure is, only that it is near the pyramids. Both of the times that he has had this dream, he wakes up right before he is shown the exact location. Now, throughout Santiago's journey, he meets a variety of individuals who help guide him along his way while also encountering his fair share of obstacles as he fulfills his dream. During my reading experience, I ended up conducting quite a bit of additional research in conjunction with my annotations and my notes. Without giving away any spoilers, I will say that prior to reading The Alchemist, I had heard that for some people it had been a transformative read, and now that I finished it, I can say that I definitely sensed some introspection, and I am looking forward to returning to the quotes and my notes in the future. Up next, I am going to be starting One Dark Window. This is going to be quite the reading shift from The Alchemist, I think, but I'm very excited to finally start this duology. I have heard really, really good things. So unless I am able to stay coherent enough to verbally form another reading update during this late night reading sesh, I will see you in the morning. Good afternoon and welcome to reading update number 2. I was able to get a little bit of reading done this morning. I am just over 50 pages into One Dark Window and I'm really liking it. I will talk more about that in just a second, but I want to go over my reading plans and reading goals for the remainder of this weekend. They have shifted ever so slightly. Initial goals: I wanted to finish The Alchemist, which, yay, I did. Start One Dark Window, which, yay, I did. And then also start Daisy Haites The Great Undoing, which I have yet to do. So, where things have shifted, I now want to make it 100 pages into One Dark Window. I was flipping through, and 100 pages is the chapter 10 mark. I'm still learning about the magic system and the world building, which I'll talk more a little bit about in just a second. And I feel like 100 pages will give me, hopefully, a little bit more of a solid foundation. And then in regard to Daisy Haites, I want to at least read the first 3 chapters, get a good feel of where we are in relation to where we left off in book 2. Those are my new reading plans, and I'm hopeful that I will make some good headway today, but I think I'm going to extend my weekend reading vlog into tomorrow because things are moving and grooving pretty quickly today. We had a little bit of card trouble this morning, and I think we're going to be dealing with that this afternoon, troubleshooting that once my husband gets home. But until then, I'm going to read more of One Dark Window. So let's talk a little bit about what I've been liking so far. I am liking the characters. Elspeth and her relationship to the nightmare has been very interesting. I am also very fascinated by the magic system and its connection to nature and also the world building. I'm still learning more about Blunder and the people who live there. There's also a significance when it comes to names and trees, so I've been spending a little bit of time Googling different trees just to see what they look like. I have my notes right beside me because I am making a character list because I feel like, especially where I am right now, I'm about 50 pages in, I'm starting to get introduced to quite a bit of new characters, and I need to keep up with them. Back to the magic system and world building, which I feel like I just keep returning to. I'm really liking the prose and the poetry and how the poetry plays into both of those things. It's a nice touch. Is there anything else that I've just jotted down that I feel like I should talk about? Oh, I'm also getting kind of Cinderella vibes when it comes to Elspeth and her father and stepmother and half-sisters. So we'll see how those relationships pan out. For the next couple of hours, I'm going to continue reading One Dark Window, make myself a little bit of lunch, and then deal with the car later this afternoon. Hopefully it's nothing major. I have a feeling I know what it is. Ooh, hello. But we shall see. It'll be okay. I'm embracing spontaneity today and just seeing where things go. But I'll definitely be keeping you guys updated and extending our little weekend vlog. Let's keep these good reading vibes going. We are headed off to go and pick up a new battery. The battery was the culprit, just as I suspected. But first we are going to go pick up some dinner at Chipotle, and then we are headed off to COSTCO, which is where the battery will be. And then while we're there, we need to pick up some food, but I'm also going to stop by the book section. No books though. Famous last words. We are back home. Errands have been completed, which is very nice. I feel very prepared going into the week. I just put away the groceries. We also picked up a few things for hurricane prep this season. And then the one item that we did not anticipate on getting this time around was an air purifier. This is something we have talked about getting, so I am excited to set it up this evening. We were talking about where we feel like we should put it up. No significant reading update. I was able to read a little bit more before our evening adventures. Hi, Jackson. Hi, buddy. Come here. You want to come see? Come get in the video? Come here, bud. You want to come see? My dog just woke up. It's almost time for your evening walk, bud. You want to come approve everything we bought? Well, the food's been put away, but we already know you approve of that. 1 second. You want to go outside? Yeah. I'll report back in a bit. Hello. I did not know if I was going to have another reading update this evening, but here we are. And this is going to contain spoilers for the Magnolia Park series, so if you would like to skip ahead, I will put a time stamp up. There is your warning. Let's get into it. So, in Magnolia Park's Long Way Home, we obviously hear about Daisy and Christian and Julian. But then at the very end, we get that text thread that says Jules is shot in London. Give me her address. And we receive the address 50 Kensington Square Gardens. Okay, bear with me. Then in Daisy Haites, at the very beginning, you know, Daisy and Killian are dating. They're doing their thing. And I can't remember in the second book if Daisy gives out her address when she moves out. But she's talking about where she lives, and she says her apartment is in Kensington Gardens Square. Is that the address? I don't know. But I'm awake now. I was pretty tired and planning on probably falling asleep fairly quickly. But now I'm awake, and I'm in London, and I need to figure out what is going on. I'm going to continue my sleuthing, and then maybe jump back into One Dark Window this evening. I don't know. We'll see just how far my travels take me in the MPU. Welcome to the final evening in this extended weekend reading vlog. We are about to head out. We're going to the beach tonight, my ideal night, which I will definitely be getting some reading done there. But before we head out, I wanted to give a reading update. Last night, I read up to chapter 4 in Daisy Haites The Great Undoing. I'm loving it. Per usual, I'm very excited to continue along in the MPU. And then in One Dark Window, I am on chapter 8. And tonight I will be bringing along with me One Dark Window to continue the adventure there. Things are kicking off. New characters are being introduced. Relationships and dynamics are forming. At this moment, I'm kind of getting Throne of Glass vibes, like early books Throne of Glass vibes. I think a lot of that comes from the poetry and trying to figure out what things mean in relation to the magic system and what Elspeth is going to have to do, along with the mysterious dark corridors that she is finding herself in at this current moment. So I'm looking forward to jumping back into One Dark Window once we are there. Please do not fall. Bags are packed. Dinner is ready to be had. I will see you at the beach. Welcome to the final reading update of this vlog. You know the deal, you know the drill. Welcome to the usual end of the day reading update setting. I am proud to report that I made it to chapter 10 in One Dark Window, and I successfully reached all of my reading goals this weekend with a little bit of an extension. First impressions when it comes to the first 100 pages for One Dark Window. I'm loving it. I am very entranced by the Providence cards and just the magic system in general and the interrelatedness with nature and the setting of Blunder. One thing I need to do tomorrow is go back and tab certain pages that I just keep flipping back to remind myself certain things. So that will be on my agenda as I continue to read. I also cannot wait to see what happens to Elspeth and these new individuals, this new group of people that she seems to be surrounded by. At this moment, I do like the wit between the Nightmare and Elspeth. I am looking forward to learning more about the Nightmare and seeing just what happens with the Nightmare and Elspeth. So we shall see. And also Raven and his current relationship with Elspeth. I don't really know where that's going to go. I don't really know where anything is going to go, but what I do know is that I'm very much loving One Dark Window so far. I cannot wait to jump back in, and I will fill you guys in future videos on my thoughts. With that being said, we have reached the end of this little extended weekend reading vlog. Thank you guys for coming along and watching if you are still continuing to watch. As always, I hope you have a beautiful week, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you soonish. Bye!